Thank you to everyone who supports The Habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. And a huge thank you to these very generous supporters. No double ad breaks, no garbage sponsors, all because of these great people. Be pretty cool if your name was on this list. Growing up, I'd go to the arcade, and pretty much every single machine had the "Winners Don't Use Drugs" warning on it. And you know, I guess they were right. Only losers use drugs. Losers of weight? I did a video about Ozempic a couple of years back, but it has become so much more popular since then. And so much more available. No more worrying about whether you're taking life-saving meds from a diabetic so that you can fit into your high school prom dress again. There's plenty for everyone. 4 different diabetes/obesity meds are in the top 10 best-selling pharmaceuticals of 2025. At number 10, number 9, number 3, and number 2. A cancer drug is still number 1. Lucky cancer patients, they don't even need Ozempic to lose weight.
Buckley, no!
I'm kidding. But anyway, despite all this, despite the fact that some stats claim that 1 in 8 Americans have tried a GLP-1 to lose weight, there is a big fat stigma around using it. A study came out at the beginning of May. You can take this all with a grain of salt, unless that's too many calories for you, that suggested, according to the stellar journalism of the New York Post, people who lose weight on Ozempic are viewed worse than people who don't lose weight at all. This was a study done by an assistant professor of psychological sciences at Rice University and published in the International Journal of Obesity. I wonder how thick that is. But they basically asked a bunch of people about their thoughts on a fictional person's weight loss journey. Asked to rate them on a scale of 1, not at all, to 7, extremely, on a list of positive and negative traits associated with either losing weight naturally, taking weight loss drugs like Ozempic, or being obese and doing fuck all about it. And here's the fun. The people who take drugs have a lower positive traits score and a higher negative traits score than the people who just didn't do anything. And here's where it gets even crazier. They also scored these groups on willingness to affiliate. Who would you rather hang out with? And the people who took GLP-1s are scored lower than the fatties again. I mean, it seems like a cruel thing to ask at all, but the consensus was people would rather hang out with a fat person who hasn't tried to change themselves at all than hang out with a person who's taking Ozempic or Mounjaro or Wegovy or any of that. They said that people who use GLP-1s are lazier than people who don't do anything. Which, I did see this article the other day that made me laugh. Canadians can now get Ozempic, Wegovy delivered to their homes. Here's how. If you can't even be bothered to get in your fucking car and go to the pharmacy, I think we're starting to see why you needed the Ozempic in the first place. And then you got the people who do lose some weight naturally, and people go, "Oh, you must be on Ozempic." And the people who've lost weight now resent Ozempic users. People like Lizzo, who says she's doing it entirely via diet and exercise. And everyone goes, "Oh yeah, sure you are." And you can understand why she might be a little angry at those filthy injectors. But of course, none of this should be particularly surprising, should it? I don't think it's incredibly different than people who take steroids or get plastic surgery. There's still plenty of stigma surrounding that, too. Those people are seen as fake, like they didn't really do it. For the last couple of years, people have been shitting on actresses who have allegedly had buccal fat removed from their faces, like Anya Taylor-Joy, Jenna Ortega, and Erin Moriarty. I believe all of them have denied having the procedure, but no one believes them. Just like no one believed Kaylee Cuoco got a nose job because of a nasal spray addiction. And it's not just the ladies, of course. Every dude in Hollywood who does a Marvel movie is accused of getting on the gear, taking steroids or HGH. You think Chris Hemsworth gets ready for Thor by eating chicken and rice and spending time in the weight room? Sure, and you can look just like him too if you pay strict attention to your macros and lift to failure. Yeah, sure you can. Just those things, plus a quick needle in the ass cheeks every so often. Remember to cycle properly. Habitual liar Logan Paul claims that his physique is the result of just doing 100 push-ups and sit-ups every day and drinking one of his garbage protein drinks he's trying to sell you. Okay, buddy. Shit, even Arnold finally admitted that he was using steroids when he was at his biggest. 'Cause of course he was. It can't be done without them. And so, yeah, I believe that Ozempic users are seen in the exact same way that steroid users are. It's seen as unnatural, as cheating. There's a Reddit post from a couple of years back on the Ozempic subreddit titled, "Anyone else hiding it from everyone?" 225 comments of people sharing their stories about how they keep it a secret from not just friends or coworkers, but their loved ones. "I haven't told anyone I'm on Oz, not even my husband. I'm also keeping it secret even from my husband. I'm not hiding it, I just haven't told anyone. My husband wouldn't care, but my approach to losing is private." So you're hiding it. "How are you keeping it a secret? My wife would know immediately because you have to keep it refrigerated." If she's that intimately knowledgeable of every nook and cranny of that fridge, sounds like maybe she needs to be on it too. No. But let's talk about this part of that comment. "She weighs 105, I weigh 260, and the difference between our calorie intake is probably 300 calories. It probably isn't. This is the biggest thing. So many people have no clue what they're putting into their body. A guy by the name of Jeremy Ethier put out a video recently titled, "I proved people have no idea how many calories they eat," where, surprise, he asked a bunch of people how many calories they thought they consumed a day, and then actually counted what they eat, and they were wrong. By a lot in some cases. They're not counting the 2 cookies they had when they walked through the kitchen, the extra pop. They think a bag of chips is the serving size. People are addicted to food. And that's not your fault, I get it. They have engineered these things specifically. They have food scientists involved. Lay's "bet you can't eat just one" is a bet that the house will always win because they rigged the game. I think I talked about Coca-Cola recently, but they designed it specifically to be just sweet enough that you crave it, but not so sweet that you get sick of it. So you'll want to drink more, which means you need to buy more. And it's not just America that has a poison food supply. There was that story back in 2020, the dark times, when an Irish court ruled that Subway's bread doesn't meet the legal definition of bread because it has too much sugar in it. They classified it as a pastry. But Subway was supposed to be the healthy option. Remember? It helped that pedophile lose so much weight, he'd be better at chasing down children. Can't understand why they're struggling so much now. But anyway, that's what Ozempic and all these drugs do. Aside from better regulating insulin levels and all that boring stuff, it simply forces you to not want to eat. You know how you were told, weight loss is just calories in versus calories out? Well, it still is. The Ozempic is basically just taping your mouth shut so you can't put any more in it. And if that's what you need, that's fine. I'll tell you right now, I don't care. Will I still make jokes? Yes, I'm a comedian. But that doesn't mean I care. And it definitely doesn't mean you should care. Oh, I can't take drugs to lose weight. A guy on the internet I've never met laughed at people who get them delivered to their home. He made fun of Meghan Trainor for no longer being all about that bass. He showed a picture of Demi Moore looking emaciated and mocked the news coverage of her. Oh wait, I didn't do that yet? Page 6 said she had toned arms. If she's toned, then Jack Skellington is fucking ripped. There, now I have. But whatever, stop doing things for everyone's fucking approval. Be fat, be skinny, take drugs, don't take drugs. If you're looking for my approval, or to make sure I don't make fun of you, you're fucked. I make fun of everyone and everything. Do it for your own happiness. Although apparently, that's not working out for some people either. NBC's Today Show talked about Ozempic personality. Talking to a fella who's been on the jab for a couple of years now and has started to lose interest in all the things that once made him happy. He talks about how he used to love baseball. It was a part of his life since he was a child. He loved it so much that he walked around a stadium during the World Series because he couldn't afford tickets. He just wanted to be near it. I'm realizing I don't make fun of sports fans enough. But anyway, he came to the realization that he doesn't follow it at all now. He lost his passion for it, and he thinks maybe it's the drugs. And yeah, maybe. Because what does everyone do during a 3-hour game? They shovel shit in their face, drink beers. No one's sitting there for 3 hours intently watching baseball with a glass of water. Stadiums know this, which is why they all compete to sell the most outlandish fucking nonsense. Like this take me out to the ball game shake monstrosity in Arizona. And baseball fans made up a thing called the 999 challenge, where you try and drink 9 beers and eat 9 hot dogs within 9 innings. 4,050 calories minimum to do that. Well, this sport would be so much better if we consume so much that we can't fit in the seats anymore. So the point is, if you're unhappy, choose whatever makes you the least miserable. And don't worry what anyone else thinks. Trust me, they're all just as miserable as you are. Except for the ones taking drugs to be happy. Fucking cheaters, am I right?